This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, along with Dave Oster.
Hey, everybody.
And we are here back for the fast break. You may be thinking, why am I hearing Ricky's voice? Why am I not hearing Sean's voice? Sean, unable to podcast this weekend, so Dave and I holding down the fort, but do not fret. We have a jam-packed show for you guys, talking about the Warriors. Is their window shut? Is this year going to be a more realistic year for the Warriors? We're going to basically overreact to their first game, their loss to the Clippers. Then we're going to look at comments made by CJ McCollum. Are the Blazers a title or bust team this year? Then we have
a lot of people think so.
We have our first edition, and I'm actually kind of upset about this because I feel like Sean, I don't want to take it from Sean, but it's our first edition of Wet Boys for the season.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like Sean should have had it, and there's a part of me that's like, let's delay it. And I was like, no, the season has started.
Yep.
Wet Boys need to happen. So all three of us will give Sean's Wet Boy like we normally do, and then Dave and I will give ours. And then we're going to end the show kind of doing some rapid fire. Overreaction, not overreaction to most of the game ones around the league for this week.
And a couple of game twos.
Game twos will be finishing up as we're recording this late on Friday night. But before we get into everything, make sure to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. That is how you make sure we can keep doing this and making these great podcasts for you. $1 tier can be on the Discord. You can chat with us 24/7 along with all our other patrons. $5, you get to ask podcasts whatever you want. Whatever question you have, you can ask it to us. And then the $10 tier, you get to join a podcast talking about anything at all that you would like to talk about, any podcast on the network. It's a really good deal. You should go check it out down below in the description. But Dave,
Zach hit both free throws.
Did he?
106-101, 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, we're literally like watching the Bulls game.
Super fans. We're coming off off of super fans too. So we're kind of bullsy.
I'm
right
a
now.
little distracted, but I'm going to give you 100% of attention going forward, knowing that the Bulls somehow will try to find a way to lose this game.
And the first thing, Dave, we're going to look at here is
Let's talk about a better team.
The Golden State Warriors, or what we think will be a better team most season. They did not have the outcome that they wanted against the Clippers, who are now 2-0 this year. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Warriors. The Warriors are now 0-1. It was their only game, 141-122. After the game, Draymond Green was asked about basically the play out there. And the question was asked by Anthony Slater of The Athletic. Green said, "I'm not a moral victory kind of guy. We fucking sucked." And he went on and he's like, you know what? I'm not the guy that's going to go into he's like, I'm not a coach. I'm not going to go and watch film and be like, hey, we can improve there. He goes, no, we fucking sucked. And it needs to change. To me, he's kind of lighting the fire under the young guys' asses, saying like, hey, you're jumping onto this. I'm not taking a down year because of everything that's going on. We're going to fucking compete. On top of that, Charles Barkley has made comments. His comments are, I think the Warriors' window is shut. I don't think they can score enough. I was wrong before the game. I said they were going to be the 7-8 seed. They're not going to make the playoffs. So, Dave, I'm going to ask you, is this going to be a reality check for the Warriors? Are they going to miss the playoffs? Is their championship window closed? All and above, what do you want to hit first? What are your thoughts on the Warriors after their game one?
I think the first thing to take away from game one is they were playing what most predict to be the best team in basketball. Even the best team in basketball without Paul George playing, because that's even scarier.
Yeah, like watching.
You got spanked by 19 by a team that didn't have their second best player, who just so happens to be a top 10 player in the NBA.
Yeah, watching what the Clippers did to the Lakers, even after that game, I'm like, oh this is not going to be close this year.
This is going to be bad for people.
We'll get into it later. I had many doubts about the Lakers after that game too, but not the most ideal game you want to open up the stadium to in the regular season.
Not the best opener you could have hoped for, and let's be honest, this is a team where you're just trying to figure out what you got this year. You're like, we got a healthy Steph Curry, we got a healthy Draymond Green, we got this new shiny toy in D'Angelo Russell, We may get Klay back late in the year. We may not. We don't know yet. So it's a figure out what that bench talent and all those young kids who you're just scraping off the ground, like any one of these guys, can they fill out this roster so when we are full strength, we can compete for a title again? I think that's the expectation that I'm setting for them. That's when I put myself in as a Warriors fan. Like that's what I'm telling myself. So coming out of the gates and, not being able to hang with the Clippers, I'm not concerned. I think the biggest concern is Steph starting off the season so cold. The funny thing is whenever Steph has a cold game, usually somebody else is able to make up for him. In the past couple years, it's been Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson. This year, you're hoping on D'Angelo Russell, and D'Angelo's good. He had a good game, but he didn't have a great game. He had a 20-8 game. The problem is he did shoot 4 of 8 from 3. The problem is defensively he did struggle a bit, and when Steph was off the court, they were a much worse team. So my big takeaway is that backcourt is going to take some time and maybe a little bit of tweaking to get where it needs to be to actually compete. It does give me a little concern of like, okay, can these guys coexist? Because early on, Steph was letting them take some shots, and then Steph hit like a little bit of a groove, but really never found his 3-ball, which Steph without a 3-ball.
Yeah, 2 of 11 in the game from 3. And the thing that I look at, and like after game 1, game 2s, as game 2, some of them are going on right now as we're recording. I'd have a different thought before them than I do right now. I look at their next 3 games and I go, at least they're not the Clippers. They're playing the Thunder, who should be manageable. Yeah. The Pelicans, who should be manageable. I know both of them are on the road. And then the Phoenix Suns, who right now, as we're recording this, leading the Nuggets. So
the Phoenix Suns one up as a loss. Could be 2-0 and leading the West.
Hey, they beat the Kings. Let's drug test DeAndre Ayton. How about we do that, huh?
Yep.
And then he gets popped for diuretics.
Yeah.
But the next 3 are not the Clippers. Let's see how they play in the next games coming up, because I know that, like I said, you and I coming off of Superfans, we recorded it before this podcast. The big thing that's different than because I feel like it's almost similar. It's got parallels to our Bulls discussion. The only difference is the Bulls were in a situation of like, oh man, that game was bad. Wow, we're probably going to be a bad team this year. The Warriors can look at it and go, well, that was a bad game. We're still going to be a decent team this year. We still have the talent to be like, when you have Draymond Green, when you have Steph Curry.
They were a good team that lost to a great team.
Exactly. And D'Lo
We're
didn't
a bad
even look
team
bad.
that lost to the worst team.
Yeah. Shooting 23 threes and making those 23 threes, shooting more than 23, but they made 23. But like D'Lo, I mean, I know you can never judge a game by the box score.
No.
But like 20 points from D'Lo, I'll take that if I'm a Warrior
20
fan.
and 8 is right around what I think last year we had 21, 7 and 3 was his average.
And he actually had the best. Him and Evans had the best 3-point percentage on the team, 4 of 6 and 4 of 8.
But the telling thing here is Steph Curry without that action in the offense, without that movement, without the other stars there to draw attention, with him having to create for himself. Is he going to be the same Steph Curry? Is he Steph Skyfucker Curry
still?
Do you
think he's got to relearn how to be that? Because of Kevin Durant?
I don't think he ever forgot. I think that he relied a lot on the fact
He's been out of practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he relied a lot on the fact that he had other stars who can create for him. So he could come off screens. He could come off that pick and roll motion. He could come off and pick and pop. Like, the Warriors offense has just been a masterclass in past years of how to use talent well, and now Steph is in a mode where he has to get it himself. And it's a different train of thought from playing within a system. Right.
Yeah.
He's playing within a system versus having to go get it yourself, which is where you're at now. So I think that's just going to take a little bit of time. I don't expect him to shoot, 42% from 3 this year, but he's not going to shoot 35 either. He's going to be just fine. It's just he has to go ahead and get back on creating for himself. But also, I mean, again, who's guarding him?
Exactly. Like when you've got...
Who's guarding him last game?
Especially with like the Clippers, and you can have like when Pat Bev is all over you.
Yes. Officially.
I can't wait to watch that game later. But
we did not deserve to win this game. I already know that answer.
You've got, like, even without watching the game against the Clippers and Warriors,
you should have.
You just look at it. Pat Bev, Kawhi Leonard, like multiple guys can guard Curry, and it's like,
I like how you're like two. I'm like, come on, Ricky, you know more than two names on this team.
No, I know more than two, but like those are the top two that I would think are gonna go. Like the Clippers were also a team when like watching them play the Lakers, watching Pat Bev guard and D up LeBron James and making him struggle. Yeah. Like there's a mismatch there, and I wouldn't think that it's Pat Bev winning that mismatch.
No, I mean
most people would think LeBron James is winning that mismatch, and he made LeBron James even look foolish sometimes.
Yeah. They're just getting like the Clippers were just getting excellent play on everybody. But back to the Warriors at hand.
I want to ask you this. I said it in the preseason, this team's going to be okay this year. They're going to get Klay Thompson back. I know that
second thing may not be true now.
Steve Kerr came out and made comments, basically was, I wouldn't expect Klay Thompson to play this year. He didn't say that he wasn't. He just said that it's very unlikely that Klay Thompson plays. And those comments came out, and my first thought, because it was before game 1 of the season, I was like, you know what? We're recording the fast break tonight because it was on Tuesday that it came out. I'm like, I'm going to change my hold them to them predictions because you can do that up until games start. Once games start, boom, that's your prediction. And you hold it to it. I'm like, I'm going to change it to where the Jazz would beat the Warriors, then the Clippers would beat the Jazz, and the Clippers would beat the Bucks. Like, that's what I'm changing. It's not like big changes. But then I listened to First Take, and Stephen A. talked me back into it, where Stephen A. was like, I don't believe him. He'll be back. And it's right there. I went, fuck it. Stay with that prediction. Don't back down. Double down on it. And I left it how it was. I changed everything
doubled down
back,
on that.
basically. And then game 1 happened, and I was like, yikes. Maybe my Warriors over the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals won't be as Warrior-sided as I thought it would be in the preseason.
Laughable. As the guy who had the Warriors missing the playoffs, I'm feeling okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling okay about that
riding the high
take
right now. But my question is, if the Warriors continue to struggle, then obviously we're not going to see Klay this year, right?
Yeah, no, there's no reason to rush Klay back from any injury. This is a team where you've got Klay
to fight for the 8th seed.
Klay, Steph, and Dre. That's your guys. You got to figure out what these rest of these guys can do. Jordan Poole looked aggressive out there. He looked good in the preseason. He missed almost every shot he took in the start of the regular season. A similar parallel to the Nickeil Alexander-Walker game. Both those guys, young, talented, going to be great players. But yeah, Jordan Poole's got to get his shot on. But I think they got a lot of guys on that team who could be good rotational players. So they're going to take a couple weeks to figure out what that core is. And then they're going to settle. And they're going to play okay basketball. I don't think this team is going to get blown out of the water night in and night out. They're too good. They have too good of a pedigree. They have too good of a coach. Draymond can come out and be more aggressive on offense. I felt like game 1, he was really focused on defense and facilitating, and he ate some of the matchups intentionally, and I just wonder, I'm like, I think if you push him out there and force him to be more aggressive offensively, I think he'll have a good role on this team, or a larger role on this team, and it'll benefit the Warriors to give him the shots.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the good things that I'm seeing from the schedule is the next 2, so they play Sunday, Monday. They play a back-to-back, which is not the best because both of them are road games. They play Sunday in Oklahoma City, and then they're flying and playing Monday in New Orleans. But then they're gifted from October 30th all the way till November 4th. They're staying in San Fran, baby. Like, they are there for Phoenix, San Antonio, Charlotte, Portland, all 4 of those games at home before they go back on a little bit of a road trip. So, like, there's opponents and there's the staying at home for that time that I think early in the year can help them, but it's exactly what you said. Steph's not going to be this bad night in and night out. Yeah. The young guys, like especially Jordan Poole, it was his first game, and he's not like a guy like John Morant, like Zion, like RJ, like Kobe White. These guys that were drafted a lot higher that you expect to ball out in game 1. So I may be a little bit worried. I'll be completely honest. Like, there's a part of me that's thinking, all right, I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors miss the playoffs this year. But I'm not ready to double down or back.
You literally just said Warriors are going in the Western Conference Finals, and now you're going back to Warriors may miss the playoffs.
So the reason why I kept my prediction is it was more of like don't double down. You said this in the preseason.
Okay.
Stick by your guns, basically. Yep. But after game 1, if they continue to play like this against the playoff teams, and who knows, maybe they play against Phoenix. Maybe Phoenix is for real this year. They finally got a point guard. Maybe that was the missing piece. We weren't lying all these years when we said they should have drafted a point guard. I don't know, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors miss, but I still think they can get it together. Day 1, October, like championships, playoff spots aren't won in October.
True.
They're won later in the year, and I think that the Warriors will be just fine. Don't overreact to the Warriors losing to the best team in college basketball being...
In college basketball?
In the NBA. And in college. Let's be honest. They would beat college as well.
Who's the preseason poll number 1 in college? Is it Memphis?
No, it's not Memphis.
Is it the Dukies?
It is not Duke. I think it's not Kentucky. I think it's Michigan State. Michigan State. Top 5 is Michigan State, Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, Louisville.
Where is Memphis on
14.
This list? Are they crazy?
Memphis is 14.
Are they crazy?
So the 14 teams above Memphis.
Memphis fans. I know you're out there. Join me in an Are They Crazy in the comment section.
Is it Nick?
Nick's our boy.
Watching?
Nick is watching.
He's
Nick loves
the one on YouTube with the Grizzly logo.
Yeah. He's been through the roller coaster of Dave going from face to heel to face to heel. But
you're on good terms right now.
But the disrespect,
you're the KO face, right?
But the disrespect to the recruiting class, like the fuck are they thinking 14? Mm-hmm. That is asinine.
It's funny because the coaches put them at 15.
Asinine.
Yeah, AP, the 13 teams above them: Texas Tech, Seton Hall, Virginia.
Seton Hall?
Yeah, Seton Hall. Virginia, Villanova, UNC, Gonzaga, Maryland, Florida, and then the top 5: Louisville, Duke, Kansas. Kansas got 3 first-place votes. Kentucky got 2 first-place votes. And then Michigan State got 60 first-place votes.
Michigan State, I like.
I like the heart. Yep. Like, I don't know if it's going to get picked up after the noise reduction, but
I felt like I heard
the hard swallow.
I felt like
Dave had to think about that one. But don't overreact to the Warriors losing to the best team in the NBA. There we go.
Thank you.
And let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section.